This has to be part 2 because I ran out of room because I babbled so much on the last one. It says 4 megabytes is the maximum file size on these. So let me go back to that one because this fits together better. So continuing with the letter, welcome back. It can be said you put yourself in that position by volunteering. Yes, that is true, but I did so because Matt Tenney, John Gonzalez, and Niels Rosenbaum assured me I'd be safe, as would my recruited peers, many with stories worse than mine, which is very much the truth. It can also be said Paula Burton and Emmerich couldn't know you had CPTSD. It's not their fault you're suicidal. Sure, I agree. To an extent. Sure, why not? I take accountability for being the point peer with CIT. The thing is, nor did I know of my CPTSD until Paula Burton attacked me. It is the actions of APD and MREC after Paula's attack on me that pushed me to the full realization of the degree and magnitude of my wife's abuse and trauma. I attempted to remain on MREC, but due to the manipulative actions of Danny Watley, Rick Miera, Nancy Kronenberg, and David Lay, along with APD, and I have some emails to back all this stuff up, so don't worry about me getting some libel or slander on this. I've got a lot of communication to back this up, and that'll all be part of like the David Lay thing. Along with APD, by not recognizing and addressing a peer in crisis, a peer colleague, I now realize their lack of empiricism must be my fault and has been established. Oh my gosh, here's where I start going, yeah, this is what it's like to have rapid cycling. I'm going into depression here. And if I am to report my choice to kill myself, now I must consider how badly CIT training will be discredited and how my selfishness could lead peers in crisis to harm and potential death. Oh man, that's a mighty statement. Will my killing myself undo 5-6? I can't read what I wrote. So we'll just say 5 years of work. Will peers trust APD? Will peers be abused because I'm not strong? This might be what keeps me alive. I wish APD would understand how far my strength is diminished. And MRAC, can I hide my suicidal intentions so well? Is my mask too far practiced and perfected? If so, I've fooled important community providers, and this is also my fault. It's my fault. I am more. Don't know my word. It's my fault. It's my fault when I die. And if peers return to suffering, this is also my fault. To be true, as I write this explanation, it's clearer and clearer that the best chance for my friends is to bow out before I can make it worse. At first, I wanted to blame MRAC and APD, but it's much clearer now. To continue will hurt peers more in the long run. I am compromised and my value is thin. The decision to die is personal and only the fault of the hand which... Sorry, hold on. Here we go. Bygones. The decision to die is personal. Okay, hold on a second. I lied to myself. Okay, bygones. The decision to die is personal and only the fault of the hand who carries out the choice, my own. The hurt of letting down MRAC and APD and my friends does not have an excuse. Best for me to hurt to end the hurt ultimately is the sound and logical choice. Being voted off MRAC by the executive board is justified and will continue successfully now that I am a liability to my friends. My thoughts are my own, and my peace is made, and my choice is sound. Please don't let my failure... My thoughts are my own, and please... and my peace is... My thoughts are my own, and my peace is made, and my choice is sound. Please don't let my failure in any way harm my friends. Best, Steve Bringy. Whew, I actually made it through it. So, yeah, if anything comes of this, and again, only because the new agency exists, and I think there were billboards for it and such. I missed them because, well, I couldn't see. I couldn't drive. Well, I could have driven, but I probably would have run over a lot of cats accidentally. Yeah. Because I couldn't see. But because this new agency works, I don't feel that me sharing this at this point is actually going to end up harming anybody. unnecessarily or unintentionally. It seems like cops will still come out and accompanied by those people, which again was really weird. And the sheriff deputy says, "Why the heck was APD delivering that? Why was APD delivering delivering of those papers? That's the job of the Sheriff's Department, Bernalillo County Sheriff's Department." So I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bit lost in this right now. Bygones. So yeah, but I did see, even though I didn't hear much from her, I did see some of a personnel, someone from that agency who was there with the cop. Now, I wasn't really happy with the interaction. The cop kept on talking over her and interrupting her when she was trying to have some words with me. I was asking some questions about the papers, and he decided to take the lead. And actually, he was standing between her and me. I paid a lot of attention to the stance because that's something that I had taught APD. Hey, look, the way you stand when talking to a peer in crisis is going to make all the difference. If you're standing here in your typical stance of authority, you're going to scare the hell out of somebody who's already paranoid or already a little bit out. But if you have an open stance, and this guy, no open stance, kind of, I'm going to say it flat out. The guy was a bully. And his act, I was hoping that this brand of cop had been weeded out of APD. There was a guy named Kramer who was there I got to take the CIT training, the full 40 hours, and I aced the test. Rock on. Going, oh, how'd you ace it? I'm going, well, because I freaking live it. This test was easy. Yeah, where am I going with this, guys? Yeah, it was just very strange. The guy was a bully. Really, when he came back out, he was, you're a grown man. You can make grown choices. I'm going, you are correct, and every choice I make is a grown man choice. I said, I've never made mistakes before. Maybe this is a mistake. Is that what you need to hear? Is it this is a mistake? That there was a lieutenant there. Again, very odd. I have to look into this. For grins and giggles, not because, oh my gosh, they're out to get me and shit. No, that's not it. No, it's just for grins and giggles. I want to see how this transpired. How did this come to be? Because, hey, it might be that a lot of the training that I gave of myself and my friends gave of themselves, maybe it's not being followed in the way I would prefer. 3 officers, one of them a lieutenant, who came out to take an incident report, which is what I reported to the call center 242. Is Erica Wilson still up there? I don't know. It's been a while. I got to sit in there too. It was really cool. Every once in a while, I'd do a field trip there with friends, and we would sit in and listen. We got to see what it was like on the other end of us calling in. That was really a treat, and I was able to share that in a lot of public presentations with other peers and family members. Going, hey, when you call, this is what they're up to. This, you guys, they got your back. But to call in for an incident report, I'm trying to piece this together in my head, and have 3 officers coming out, one of them a lieutenant. Not a sergeant, a lieutenant. That is... And then they were here very quickly. Just, I would say less than 15 minutes. I feel special. They care about me. That feels nice. Getting myself a Charles Bronson hug again. All right, guys. That's about it. That's really what I wanted to share. But the big one is, I would very much like to know if there are still peer presenters going on, and I know they're all over the country, even around the world now, with crisis intervention training. I'd like to know that peer presenters are safe. That's a big one. And this is example of what can happen to a peer, even a peer who feels that he's really on top of things. I well medicated at the time. They were working effectively. Had a great therapist at the time. Was DBSA at the time, but we said, DBSA, you're not necessary here in Albuquerque, so we took it over to Stand Up to Stigma, and this is going to show up on a lot of the Stand Up to Stigma stuff. Yeah. I'm not assured that there is a policy or procedure to keep peer presenters who are taking their time and giving a grand amount of themselves. I'm not feeling real comfortable after I'm not feeling comfortable that peer presenters are being cared for in the way that I would prefer. Because I like me, I like my friends. I would hope that um, it's a privilege to have peers come forward like they do, and I'm hoping that law enforcement, when they're bringing in peer presenters to train their law enforcement personnel, I'm hoping that they are taking that privilege seriously and recognizing what a gift it actually is. And the way to repay that gift is to ensure that peers are kept safe. The peer presenters need to be kept safe. And I have some ideas on that, and that's actually something I'm going to be exploring with a few other friends who are going to come in and start doing our podcast and our webcast again here pretty soon. So I'm gonna leave off with that. So yeah, you got the long version. That was pretty difficult to get through, gang. But I'm glad I did it. I think I made a few points. I'm not going to go back and edit. I know I babbled a lot, but again, that's what I do when I get nervous. Um, just try to make that babbling. Well, hey, peace out. Best of mental health to you, and fly low. Avoid the radar.